What's up everyone, Mr. NoobTube Gamer. Today we're going to be playing some Call of Duty Black Ops 1, which in my opinion is the greatest Call of Duty game ever made. Like, no other game even comes close to being as good as Black Ops 1. And even though the game came out 10 years ago, I still enjoy playing it just as much as I did when the game was in its prime. And of course, Black Ops 1 was the first of many games in the Black Ops series, unless you want to count World at War, which is technically part of the Black Ops series, but you know what I mean. We have Black Ops 1, 2, 3, 4, and if the rumors are true, we might also get another game in the Black Ops series in 2020. Now, we've all heard the rumor that the name of the game is going to be called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which I hope is not true, because that's probably the worst name I've ever heard of any Call of Duty game besides Infinite Warfare, which is always going to be the worst one. But Black Ops Cold War, that's just too much of a mouthful. I really hope that's not the actual name of the game. I hope it's something better because that just sounds like a really bad name. I really hope that's not true. And there's another rumor that's been floating around about the game that I also hope is not true. I really hope this one's not true because at least with a shitty name, if the gameplay is good, that's all that really matters. I mean, it could be the worst title of the game, but as long as the actual game is fun, it doesn't really matter what the game is called, right? But this other rumor that's been floating around, it can be a disaster for Call of Duty 2020 if it's actually true. So, this article comes from comicbook.com, which states that Call of Duty 2020 will reportedly have no Battle Royale mode, which isn't the thing that I'm complaining about, okay? I think we've had enough Battle Royale in the Call of Duty series. We had Blackout, we've had Warzone, so hey, if they skip Battle Royale this year, I am perfectly fine with that. We have enough Battle Royale games and definitely don't need another one, especially coming from the Call of Duty series, which already has enough Battle Royale. So yeah, we can do without Battle Royale in Call of Duty 2020. That's definitely not what concerns me, but what does concern me is when I dig deeper into the article. Let's read this together. Call of Duty 2020, reportedly called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, won't have a Battle Royale mode, or at least that's what a new report about the game claims. According to the report, because Call of Duty 2020 will not have its own Battle Royale mode, Call of Duty Warzone will be integrated into the installment and will likely be accessible right from the game's menu for anyone who already has it downloaded on their PS4, Xbox One, or PC. Now, this report comes from the same person who leaked recent things about Black Ops Cold War. First of all, the title of the game. Second of all, that certain old maps like Nuketown and Firing Range and pretty much all the ones that were ported into Black Ops 4 are going to be ported into the new one. And apparently this leaker has a good reputation. His name is Tom Henderson. Apparently he turned out to be accurate with a lot of the leaks he gave out about Warzone and Modern Warfare in the past. So this might turn out to be true. And the reason why this concerns me is because Warzone being integrated into the new Call of Duty might indicate that those two games might play very similar. Modern Warfare and Call of Duty 2020 might play the same as each other, and that's why we might have Warzone integrated into the new Call of Duty, because there won't be much of a difference in gameplay between Black Ops Cold War, if that's the name, and Modern Warfare. We might actually have the same gameplay mechanics that were first introduced into Modern Warfare. They might make a return in Call of Duty 2020, which, oh my god, if that's true, if those two games play the same, like, if they take ideas from Modern Warfare, I think a lot of people are going to be pissed, especially the traditional, old-school Call of Duty fans who hate Modern Warfare because it's just completely different from what they're used to in a Call of Duty game. I mean, the spawns are terrible, the maps are boring, they have no flow. So, okay, yeah, maybe Treyarch might design better maps than Infinity Ward. Maybe we won't have a Euphrates Bridge or Piccadilly situation. Maybe the maps will just be so much better in this year's Call of Duty game than Modern Warfare. But it's so much more than that that pisses people off. It's the actual gameplay, the way the game feels. It just doesn't feel like an old school Call of Duty game. It doesn't really do a good job in replicating that arcade experience. You could tell the engine and the way that the game plays and the movement and everything that's fundamental about Modern Warfare is geared towards a more tactical FPS experience. Never mind the maps and all that other crap, but the core gameplay experience, the shooting mechanics, the movement, everything, it feels closer to a Battlefield game or Rainbow Six Siege than it does a traditional Call of Duty experience. And the thing is that most people who are hardcore Call of Duty fans don't like to play those types of games. So if the new Call of Duty game by Treyarch is anything close to what Modern Warfare was, we're gonna have a problem. Because just think about it logically, to integrate Warzone into the new Call of Duty, then that would seem to indicate that the gameplay of the new Call of Duty game wouldn't be too far off from what we know in Warzone, because there's a reason why Blackout wasn't included in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, because Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare they play completely different, and it just wouldn't work. They couldn't do it technologically because they're in different engines, and the overall gameplay is completely different, that it would fail. It wouldn't work putting Blackout in Modern Warfare. It wouldn't make any sense. But if they're going to put Warzone in Call of Duty 2020, then that seems to indicate that not only are they going to be on the same engine, but perhaps the gameplay is going to be similar enough that the Call of Duty 2020 players would have no problem easing into Warzone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that rumor is true, there's no way that Warzone would feel totally different from the new Call of Duty game, because then it wouldn't make sense to include them together. What might happen is that, okay, you want to download Call of Duty 2020, you want to buy that game, okay, you can download that game, but Warzone is included. Kind of like, if you download Warzone right now, you don't actually get all of the game. Like, you have to install the multiplayer separately for Modern Warfare, the campaign, and the Spec Ops and everything else. You have to install that in separate data packs. So what might end up happening is that Warzone becomes completely separate from Modern Warfare. Like, if you have it installed, it's already included, no problem. But Call of Duty 2020 will also feature Warzone in its main menu. So if you just install Warzone, because Warzone's free to play, if you just have Warzone installed, you can either choose to buy Modern Warfare, or you can buy Call of Duty 2020, and then you just have to install the data packs for COD 2020 instead of it being a separate game. So Warzone is probably going to link Modern Warfare and COD 2020 together, because I think there's a reason why you have the marketing for Warzone kind of like a separate game from Modern Warfare. You notice that the logo is Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare is kind of in the background. I think that's for a reason, because Blackout wasn't like that. You know, it feels like they're trying to promote Warzone as a separate experience from the full Modern Warfare game, which would make it a lot easier to integrate Warzone into the next Call of Duty game, which is Call of Duty 2020, Black Ops Cold War, whatever the official name of the game is. It seems very possible that Warzone is going to be a part of that game, which has me really worried, because that would indicate that Call of Duty 2020 and Modern Warfare are going to have similar gameplay to each other. No! Who the hell wants that? Who wants another Modern Warfare? If you want another Modern Warfare, wait for Infinity Ward to make Modern Warfare 2. If you love what Infinity Ward has done to the Call of Duty series, then only play Infinity Ward games. We don't need that shit to carry over into the rest of the Call of Duty franchise. We really don't. Let Treyarch do their thing, let Sledgehammer do their thing, and Infinity Ward can do theirs. Hey, if you love what Infinity Ward does, that's great, but there's no reason why Call of Duty 2020 should play anything like Modern Warfare. It should be separate. Like, holy shit, it feels like they didn't learn their lesson from releasing Advanced Warfare followed by Black Ops 3 and then Infinite Warfare. And I feel like this game might be the next Infinite Warfare, because people are going to be pissed off, because Infinite Warfare was pretty much a carbon copy of Black Ops 3 in terms of the movement and everything kind of being the same thing as each other. It was pretty much a copy of Black Ops 3. This next Call of Duty game, Call of Duty 2020, might be a copy of Modern Warfare, and that's probably going to piss a lot of people off, just like Infinite Warfare pissed off a lot of Call of Duty fans back then. And the only thing that saved Infinite Warfare was Modern Warfare Remastered, which was an incentive for people to buy the game. You have to buy Infinite Warfare to play Modern Warfare Remastered. I know now it's separate, but back then, if you wanted MWR, you had to also buy Infinite Warfare. I feel like that's a big reason why Infinite Warfare was even as successful as it was, because people hated that game. It's one of the most hated games, if not the most hated game in the Call of Duty series. So if those rumors about Warzone and Call of Duty 2020 are true, then history might repeat itself. You might have another Infinite Warfare situation on our hands, with all these people being so pissed off about the game, refusing to play it, but then they're going to bundle it with Black Ops 1 Remastered or something. That they might do that. I mean, it's the 10-year anniversary, the timing would be right, and it would make people buy the new Call of Duty game even though they don't want to play it, because they might bundle it together. Like, if you want to have Black Ops 1 Remastered, you're going to have to also buy Call of Duty 2020. If it's Black Ops Cold War, whatever the name of the game is, if you want Black Ops 1 Remastered, you're going to have to also buy that game. So who the hell knows what's going to happen with the next Call of Duty game? We don't have much information about it. It's pretty much just rumors and speculation. That's all we have right now. So, hey, all this can be proven wrong, and I'd be happy. I'd be really happy if it turns out to be false. But if it's true, then Call of Duty 2020 might be one of the worst Call of Duty games in the history of the series. And I really don't want that. It looked like Call of Duty was starting to make a comeback, and it's just going to fall right back down to the low point that it was in 2016, 2017. I really don't want that to happen, but it might. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If Call of Duty 2020, Black Ops Cold War, whatever the name of the game ends up being, if you find out that that game will play just like Modern Warfare, are you still gonna buy it? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.